Now children, when we talk about viviparous and oviparous animals, you might have seen that birds, almost all the birds, they lay eggs. Not almost all, birds lay eggs. And we, human beings, then the four-legged animals which you find around you, like dog, cow, buffalo, goat, etc., even the pigs, they give birth to young ones of its own kind. They don't lay egg. So, two categories of animals you have seen. Now, what are they called? They are the animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. They have ears like us, right? Now you will say, what about the oviparous? Those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals, and to identify them, one identity is that they lay eggs, and if you don't know whether they lay egg or give birth to, then you see birds, they don't have ears like us, like the external cartilages which we have, they have holes. That doesn't mean that they cannot hear. They do hear. They don't have external structure of ear which we have. And so that's how we can easily make out. Looking at the creature, we can tell, yes, this animal lays egg, and they are called oviparous. Understood? So, two different types of animals based on the laying of egg and giving birth to. So one is viviparous and the other one is oviparous. Now we move on to the next topic. How young ones get converted to adults. In case of viviparous, where we give birth to young ones, they gradually, the process is very slow. They grow up from baby to child, then child to teenage, then gradually they go up to adulthood, and then old age, and then the time comes when they die. That's the journey from birth to death of a animal giving birth to young one. Okay? But there are certain animals or creatures where a drastic change can be seen from one stage of the life cycle to the other stage. For example, we talk about insect. Recall the life cycle of silkworm. Silkworm is actually the early stage. Worm gets converted to complete insect, and how you see egg, the insect which produces silk threads or who are responsible for giving us silk, they actually lay egg. Very tiny eggs are laid on the leaves of mulberry trees. There these eggs transform into larvae which are called caterpillars. वो उनको कहते हैं silkworm, उसको कहा जाता है silkworm. The larva or the caterpillar which are actually considered as silkworm, and these caterpillars start covering their body with a fluid which is excreted from their body itself. They cover it, wind it up around their body, and when it gets completely covered with this sticky fluid, they leave it to dry. They get dried. Once they get dried, it becomes hard covering. Inside this hard covering, that's called pupa, and or you can call it cocoon. In that is the stage, cocoon stage, where when the outer cover becomes hard, that is the time we human beings collect this, and then we just put them in. Rest of the process is like hot water, warm water, and chemical processing takes place, and the sticky fluid which was wrapped around its body, after getting hardened, they get converted into thread-like structure, and that is being reeled out in the form of yarn, and it is further we get silk thread out of it. Okay, but if we don't do it, we leave it like this, then pupa gets converted to adult moth or the insect. Understood? And this process, you can see the adult is totally different from the egg. Adult is totally different from larva, right? But in case of human beings and other four-legged animals, where young ones are given birth to, those young ones have similar features, body parts, external and internal body parts, as their parents. They don't have drastic changes in their different stage towards growing up into an adult. So this drastic change which you find in these animals or creatures like silkworm, other insects and the frog, that is called metamorphosis. What's it called? Metamorphosis. Transforming into adult, capable of doing all the work. The transformation of larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Okay, and metamorphosis can be seen in insects as well as frog. In case of frog, you can see that the stages of frog, starting from the egg to adult age, we find that there are three distinct stages, that is egg, tadpole and adult. Okay, so metamorphosis is not carried out in creatures who give birth to young ones. This can be found in insects and frog, as I told you. Okay, now up till now we have been studying about sexual reproduction, where two different reproductive organs were required, where we had found female reproductive organs and male reproductive organs. Female reproductive organ produced female egg cell and male reproductive organ produced male egg cell, and these two egg cells are required for the fertilization, and after the fertilization embryo is formed, and embryo then develops into fetus, and fetus once gets matured, it is produced into baby in case of viviparous, and embryo covered in covered by hard cell produced by the oviparous creatures. They develop, the embryo develops into babies under the protection of hard cover, and these embryo once gets developed into young one, they break open the cell, break out the cell and come out into the world. This is how the process of reproduction takes place in sexual reproduction. Now we move on to the second mode of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction. There are many different types of asexual reproduction. First one, budding. Second one, binary. Third one, fragmentation. Fourth one, vegetative reproduction. So several, again one more is also there, spore formation. So these are different types of asexual reproduction, and asexual reproduction is that mode where two parents are not required. Male and female reproductive organ is not required, and that is maximum carried out by microorganisms, and in some cases plants also carry out in vegetative reproduction. Plants carry out, that's where the plants carry out asexual reproduction. Okay, now let's first talk about budding. You can see the picture of hydra. This is hydra. This is hydra structure, and how it gives birth to. This is the parent body, and here we call it as mother body. These are the projections, thread-like projection. This is structure of hydra, which can be found in water. And here you can see one projection coming out, and this is called budding. कोई एक हिस्सा बाहर निकल आता है, ऐसे bulge out होके starts bulging, and then as it has, the mother body has projections, thread-like, finger-like projection, it starts coming out gradually, step by step. The bud grows just as it takes up the structure, just as its mother body, and once it gets matured, means it gets complete structure, it gets separated from the mother body, then it becomes an individual hydra which is ready to reproduce again. Okay, so here you can see from one body it becomes two, from 2 to 3. So this was about budding. Now we move on to binary fission, which is another type of asexual reproduction, and it is carried out by amoeba, which is an unicellular organism. And after seeing this asexual reproduction, you will come to know why microbial world or microorganisms grow up or multiply in such large number in comparison to the macroorganisms. One amoeba, mother amoeba, started binary fission, where the nucleus starts dividing into two. Once the nucleus gets divided into two, the body starts deforming and two separate body is formed. So from one mother amoeba to two daughter amoeba. Now two daughter again dividing into two other daughter amoebas. You can see here they have stopped it, but from one amoeba two daughter amoebas are created, and when they get matured to reproduce, each will give birth to two. So 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. That's how they double up, multiply. So this binary fission, amoeba carries out reproduction by binary fission. Okay, so there are other methods by which a single parent reproduces young ones, and about which you are going to, as I have already told you, named several few of them. Here in this standard you have studied about budding and binary fission. The rest are fragmentation, spore formation and vegetative reproduction. These are the asexual, different types of asexual reproduction. Okay, and I would like to tell that you please read about the story of Dolly, the clone, what is cloning, and everything you will get idea. If I read out everything for you, then you will not do anything at home. So it's very interesting. Just go through it and you will enjoy it, and that's how you will enhance your knowledge. And that's the end. We have come to the end of the chapter, and these are the difficult words which you go through it. And now our next video, which is going to be about the adolescence, 10th chapter, reaching the age of adolescence. Okay, till then, get prepared for the PAT, that is periodic assessment test of second sem, and this month we are going to have science test, so get ready for that. Till then, goodbye.